So today we're going to run through one of my recent case studies for all of you that are interested as to how we're getting on with some of the deals that we're doing at Dawson Barker. Very recently, my team and I did something very special. We marketed a property and sold it in record speed. So I just wanted to run through exactly how we do that for any of you that are curious. So the property in question is in Notting Hill. A lot of you will know that's where I live, that's where I do a lot of my business. And we were invited to go and pitch on a flat on Clarendon Road. We'll put some snaps on the screen for you now. And one thing led to another, and luckily we won the pitch, so we got the mandate to sell the property. It's an interesting one because it's a beautiful flat, and importantly it backs onto really prime communal gardens in Notting Hill, but it did have a slight compromise. It's in a building that's not technically a typical period building. It had iron staircase and concrete stairs. It felt slightly like something that was bombed in the war and then rebuilt. So that was letting it down slightly, but we managed to get around all of that by marketing it very smartly. So quite simply, Ava, who is one of my agents, and I sat down and we decided that we're going to focus on the massive positives of the flat, which included the communal garden square. We went out and shot a lot of content in that communal garden square, put it all on TikTok, launched the property to the market. We were instructed to sell it at £800,000, and the fee that we agreed on that was 2.5% plus VAT for all of you that are interested in the numbers, which I know that you are. And using our strategy, which I won't go into too much in this video, we managed to get the property under offer within 3 days of launching it to the market at £1,800 per square foot, which is a record for a property of that sort of nature on Clarendon Road. And using everything that I've learned over the past few years, I managed to execute that deal and exchange contracts 3 days after that. So the whole lead time actually, in terms of being called in for the valuation, then listing the property 3 days later, then having it under offer at full asking price 3 days after that, to then exchanging contracts on it 3 days after that, was a pretty crazy achievement, and yeah, a really nice case study for those of you that are interested in what we do. And I guess the purpose of me describing all of this to you guys is to really show that if you're aligned with your client in terms of strategy, price, and just the general approach that needs to be applied to selling a property, things can happen very quickly. Gone are the days of taking on 20 random listings just for the sake of it. You've really got to be focused on the properties that you're taking on and take them on solely for the purpose of trying to get them sold. We're very lucky in the way that we operate our brokerage, Dawson Barker, that there's no need for market share hoarding or just taking properties on for no reason. And so we will only work with clients that want to work with us and that want to follow the advice and get their property sold. And this is a beautiful example of how well things can go if people just follow our advice and want to work with us and follow our advice. Called in for the valuation, got it signed up, 800,000, 2.5% fee, which is £24,000. 3 days after that, it was under offer for asking price. 3 days after that, it was exchanged. And so in such a short period of time, Ava and I have generated a really nice fee for the advice that we've given and for executing it so very well. So for any aspiring agents out there or salespeople, I think my advice is just to stick to your guns, give people the right advice, and don't waste your time on people that don't want to work with you, and follow the advice that you're giving. Sometimes the journey can be a lot longer. A lot of people are willing to listen to advice but have their own opinion too, and that's important to recognise, and you have to work with these people too. But when things line up so beautifully like this, it's always worth celebrating, and I thought it'd be a nice case study to share with all of you whilst I'm out here walking in Kensington on a beautiful sunny day. Also an awesome area that I cover. With that being said, that's it for today's video. Make sure that you like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, and most importantly, if you haven't yet signed up to our new website, bartcommunality.com, go down there and subscribe, because we're going to be releasing a lot of tips on how to be a good agent, a lot of video content, and a few other things that won't be available on YouTube very, very soon. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. Thank you very much for watching, as usual, and I'll see you in the next one.